Well, it's 5 after, so I'm gonna call the meeting to order, even though there's no quorum. We can't vote on anything, can't approve minutes or nothing, so,
Okay,
you can, we can go down through the list.
whoops, wait a
You
minute,
know.
I got one more attendee.
Oh.
That's Bob. Let me get
Oh,
it, shift them
good,
over.
Bob can take over. Two-man meeting.
He just docked.
He just talked. Oh, what a bummer.
Like, I got a tether to the shore, hurry.
Now, who's this other? Well, I got another attendee here. Oh, that's all. Did you dock or run aground? Oh, it was docking.
Well, I hope it's not run aground. That's not a good thing.
No.
Not that I'm a big sailor, but I know that coming in contact with the earth when you're in a boat is generally not a good thing.
Well, any sailor who says he's never run aground is a liar.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Hey,
There we go.
yeah. So we have two, Bob, right now. You and
I know
Dave.
that. So I've heard from Doug, I've heard from Christy, and I've heard from Mike that they're not going to be able to make it.
Okay. And Dave was saying that Jamie said something at the last meeting. I don't recall that.
it was either the last meeting or the meeting before. She had mentioned something about that, you know, today being the last day of school, that most likely she wouldn't make the meeting either.
Yeah.
Or
So-
that they didn't,
I
you know,
recall
they were,
that now that you say it. I recall that. Yep.
Yeah, and Kevin's usually here a while ago, you know.
Yeah.
So,
right.
so we could run through, you know, for you guys, the status on a couple things and where we're going, that sort of thing. I was gonna share some pictures, which I can do, and we could do it real quick and be out of here if you want. So whatever your
Yeah,
Sounds
well,
like a plan.
I don't think we had anything to vote on anyway.
No, and let me bring you up to date, and I have talked to Bob that all the things we were trying to get to come together didn't quite make it as far as getting the middle school closed out. We're now shooting for the next meeting, which is the 1st of July. We're getting some of the documentation wrapped up. We do know about what we're getting back from the GM, from the GMP or the construction managers contingency, which I guess on the final count is like 197. We thought it was around 211. They found a couple other things in there. We're trying to finish up the existing change orders. The people, the two major items, the sign is working, and the doors are supposed to start on tomorrow.
Correct.
So those things are moving along. We did walk through with the planning folks for the final certificate of site plan compliance. We still have a couple issues to deal with them. You know, we need an as-built drawing from the construction site guy to look at that level spreader out by the softball field. Other issues are some dead trees that we got a letter supposedly from the landscape architect, but we have to look at that and figure out whether the trees get planted there again or move slightly away, because they're talking about the water from the big trees sucking the water out of the little trees, which I kind of never heard, but anything's possible in this day and age. And what was the other one? Oh, the other one was a couple of silt sacks and catch basins where were field drains where we're waiting for the grass to become established. So those were the three major things. And my discussion, I'll probably talk with Deb Jones, but no matter when you walk out there, everything's not going to be 100%. You know, so sometimes the grass is going to be dead, sometimes the tree's going to be dead, sometimes something else is going to happen. So the work was accomplished, so I'll have that discussion with the planners down there and have to get Deb to make a decision. But I think the major issue is making sure that that level spreader works properly.
And the doors.
Well, and the doors, but that's not a site plan thing. That's a building thing. So
Right.
So we'll get those going. Oh, here's Kevin.
May I ask a question, a procedural one in regards to rules? So if we don't have a quorum and we're not voting, or
We're not meeting.
we're not meeting, right? This is
Right.
unofficial, so no
Yeah,
minutes.
this is unofficial. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. No minutes, no nothing.
Okay, I just didn't want to do the wrong thing, so I
For
just
the
want.
most,
No,
for the most part, we call it informational when that happens.
yeah,
Okay, perfect. I just didn't want to not do minutes when I should have, or do minutes when I
Yep.
should have. So
Yes.
that's fine.
so those are the large, big things on the middle school. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to try and answer them. Hi, Kevin. You came in.
Fellas and
Yeah.
ladies,
How are you? So we are moving, we are working on the paperwork. There's some change orders out there, both state and AIA change orders. Tammy's been working on those and get those resolved and all the paper wrapped up, if you will, and go from there. And I'll keep you cut in on where we're going with that. Of course,
Rick, what's the timeline on the doors once they actually get here? I know you said tomorrow, but you know.
well, they're starting tomorrow. I don't know. I would think they could do it within a week. It's cut out one door frame, put in the other door frame. It's a little bit bigger. They have some sheetrock work to do around it. They have some touch-up painting. They'll have some of that kind of
Okay.
thing, but it's a steel stud wall. It's not like it's masonry or something, you know.
Okay,
And I haven't heard that the door's here, but if they get the frame in, that's the biggest part of the work. And of course, the door is easy to hang, you know,
yeah,
relatively easy, but it's a 3-foot door, so it's going to be a little heavier than most, you know.
There's no
So
masonry involved.
no, none at all. No, it's in the hallway across the cafeteria. So that's all steel stud stuff. So any other thing on the middle school that we can answer for you real quick here? Nope. Okay.
no, the multi-purpose field, that's holding up good.
Yeah, they're
After they sewed in all the new lines, right?
yeah, that's all done, all complete. You know, we've been watching over, not on that field, but that field is doing well. I've seen no issues, heard no issues with that
Okay,
turf field. The sod fields they're playing on, we did have a little hiccup in the beginning with the irrigation, which Sam got straightened out, I think, and it's looking really pretty good. And we've been seeing them play kickball over on the softball field pretty regularly, and they had a big field day, I guess, on both of those grass fields.
Yeah, they had looked like 1,000 people out there the other day.
Yeah, they
oh,
had
holy cow, good.
big,
Yeah.
big inflatable devices and everything. You know,
Yeah, the only problem is we still haven't got the softball field back to where we think it should be. So we're, controlling the watering of that, but
Yeah,
we did get the multi-purpose field back to where it looks good. It's nice and green, but the outfield of the softball field is still a little bit brown. So we're still working on that, keeping an eye on it daily.
What's that need? Just more water, Sam, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yep.
yeah. I mean, it looked like it was a little worse, and it's coming back, Sam. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a matter of figuring out when and how much to water these guys.
I wish my front lawn looked that good.
Yeah, I know. This time of year, it looks very good in the early spring, and then all of a sudden it's not so good, but that's okay. So if we move on to Cutler, Tammy, if you want to do that, I got some pictures I want to share with you of the bridge if it works properly. So we'll try that too, and also something for the sign there. But if you want to give them a quick rundown on Cutler, Tammy,
Sure.
you're ready for that, Bob, we'll do that.
All right. So a quick rundown on Cutler site work information. So irrigation installation is ongoing. They are prepping for the sidewalks around the building. Landscaping is ongoing, topsoil and seeding the athletic field, as well as the infield clay installation is complete. So they're going to get ready to bring out the level spreader that's going to level the area before the sod installation. Let's see, they're looking to pave the parking lot next week and start the line striping. And then the other thing for site work, they started the Fishtown Brook Bridge. So they started installing the stone areas, and Rick said that he's got some photos from the town engineer that he'll share. Enclosure area A, so roof edge blocking is ongoing. Metal wall panels and installation of the roof duct installation of the roof duct insulation is ongoing. South entry curtain wall is ongoing. The cafeteria curtain wall, the pressure plates and trim caps are complete at this point. Let's see, Area B on the exterior, the media center and gym curtain wall, including the pressure plates and trim caps around the curtain wall, are complete. And they are also completed with the sunscreens on those curtain walls as well. Stair 1 and the north curtain wall, that continues with the glazing and also the pressure plates and trim caps. Interior A, taping of the corridors is ongoing, as well as they started some first coat of paint. They are continuing with the pulling of the teledata wire for the MDF closet. The boiler room, the hydronic piping installation is ongoing. Light fixtures and also finished paint will start to begin in the boiler room. The music choral area, taping and painting is ongoing. MEPs are ongoing, along with the plumbing fixtures for the toilets in area A. For the student bathrooms are ongoing. Ceiling grid has started, and also the classroom LVT and toilet partitions and accessories have started in the gang bathrooms and are almost complete.
Nice.
The kitchen ceiling pads, so they have laid out the ceiling grid in the kitchen area. The kitchen equipment has arrived, so they're going to start, they started installing that this week for the kitchen area. Gymnasium, so we have the AV and teledata equipment terminations ongoing. And then also the wood flooring is pretty much, I would say, 3/4 of the way complete for the installation of the actual wood flooring. And then they're going to start the sanding and sealing, I would say next Monday, that they'll be ready to do that. Cafeteria, overhead electrical roughing is ongoing. Sheetrock and taping of the proscenium is complete. So they started, they did their first coat of paint in the cafeteria. And then the flooring is complete installation in the cafeteria and the stage area. The porcelain tile has started in the cafeteria for over the ground face CMU block. And then in interior B, the admin area. So again, MEPs are ongoing, pulling the teledata and the wire. We also have the millwork that's ongoing in the admin area. The reception desk has started the installation. And then also we have electrical devices. Our visual display surfaces are going to start next week, as well as our display monitor installation. The media center, again, the wall tile is almost complete. Millwork has started in there for the circulation desk. So that's ongoing. And then they're going to start installing the acoustical baffles next week for the media center. And then they will continue with the corridor LVT this weekend. The flooring guy will be in there, and they will start to work on the floor in area B. The storefront curtain wall is installed. We're just waiting for the glazing to be installed in that area in the interior. And then they're going to start with the media center carpet next week. The nurses area, again, the bathroom fixtures and toilet accessories are ongoing, and they should be completed by next week. The cubicle tracks, those will start to be installed on Monday, the week of the 21st. And then in area C, the classroom wing. So we have final paint that has started on floor 3. We also have the MEPs, the corridor light fixtures, radiant panels, final electrical devices, terminating and testing of the teledata, toilet accessories, visual display, all that is ongoing on all 3 floors. So starting next week, they will start to install the photoluminescent markings, the visual display surfaces, and also the visual monitors. And that's it for Cutler, Mystic River.
So overall, schedule wise, as we discussed last time, we're a couple weeks behind. We expect the 3-story wing to be done. At least the last report we got was by the end of the month. And then the architect will come in and do his punch list. He'll do a room clean on the 3-story section only in any other area that's available. So we'll keep you appraised of that. Tammy, I think, told you about the adjustment of the furniture, making sure that everything's there, done, ready to go. So bring in the furniture like the last week of July or so, and then still have time for the turnover. The delay, there are some issues that are primarily causing those kind of things. Some of it's the doors that I believe we talked about before, the aluminum doors for the entryways. Those have been delayed by the contractor, if you will, because they didn't have the material. They're called COVID delays. There's a couple other items kind of in that category. Rooftop screening is one of them. The glass has been slow coming, but it's almost all complete at this point. So a couple of those things are really what pushed us out. And I don't know if did you say all the equipment, Tammy, but the startup of all the equipment is underway. So most
I
everything.
did not mention that. So yes.
Yeah. Hot water, the chiller, all those sorts of things, boiler, we're on gas now and drawing gas. So those things still are in the testing phase, and we'll have to have them commissioned when they get ready to do that. So by and large, we're still moving along pretty well. We're a little bit behind where we thought we'd be, but we're not in any serious situation, of course, this time. So obviously we'll keep you cut in on that. What I brought, and hopefully I could share, let's see if I go to a share. So I hit the share screen thing, I guess, right? I'll share.
Yeah, the little, yep, the little green arrow.
Yeah, the little arrow, I hit the little green arrow. Let's see what I got here.
And then you get choices of your screen or documents that are open.
No, it didn't do that. So, oh, there it is. So, okay. So what I'll show you first is this sign information. So we had a variance or a couple of variances requested on this sign. Yeah, can you see it, folks?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, so what we ended up doing is, and you see the red line around there, we actually made the sign comply with the regulations. So it was 33 square feet initially. We cut down the sides a little bit, and we were able to get some of the things counted as structure, like the aluminum above and the aluminum below are actually parts of the structure. That was a decision I was able to get out of the building official. So, and the display always met the 12 square feet requirement. So now the task is to go to the planning commission and get them to approve it. So we'll be working on that, get that site plan submitted and go to them hopefully the next meeting, which is in July. And I believe they're only meeting once in July. So we're going to be sort of like we are with the middle school, a school without a sign, until we get through this process, which is a lot more onerous than the process at the city for whatever reason. So I'll stop sharing that one. Let's see, I'll share something else here. I've got some pictures, and we'll see how that works, of that's what I figured. I couldn't go from one to the other. But that's looking at the trail down. Actually, this is coming from the other side, from the neighborhood. It shows where the bridge is going to be, which is over to the right, or I guess it's the north of this old footbridge that the scouts put in.
Mhm.
Let's see if I can get to the next one.
Hey, I'm not trying to complicate this for you, Rick. So just as a note, if you share the screen that everything's on instead of the physical file,
Yeah.
you will be able to scroll through the pictures.
Well, that's what I thought, but I don't have, well, let me open the screen.
Yeah, when you click on, like mine, when I click on it and I click on share screen, it opens up, it gives me screen 1, screen 2, or lots of other files that are open on my desktop, like the minutes and emails.
Yeah, I don't have, let's see.
Make sure at the top, there's a basic, advanced, and files.
Yeah.
Make sure you have basic clicked, and that's where it should show up screen 1 and 2. It should be one of the first 2 tiles.
Well, I do. I have screen and I have your screen. I have a whiteboard. I have a phone pad. I have the
Yeah,
bridge.
it's,
I mean,
it's your screen or screen 1, whatever the designation from your computer is.
so what
There
I
you
have,
You got it.
yeah, so these pictures are all individual. I was hoping the screen, yep, I can scroll through them then. Now, good point. So that shows one of the Gabion supports at one end. Can you see that, folks?
No, we just see the files.
Okay, so let me, so now what?
So drag the picture as that's open over to the screen that you see the open files where it says pick 1, pick 2, pick 3.
I don't see that now either. So,
Oh,
so that went
maybe I
away.
complicated things. I'm sorry.
That went away for some reason. That's okay. Let's see, how do I do this? Let's go back here and share screen.
The basic problem is you've got these as JPEGs and each one of them is about a 4
Yeah,
megabyte file.
well, yeah, I know, that's sort of the
Came off
problem.
of the camera, so
I was hoping that
Sure.
would, well, maybe I could share this one. Yeah, I was hoping I could scroll through them, but I guess I can't. So what, so if I can,
There's a, yeah, we can see the Gabion.
okay. So anyway, that's one of the supports at the end. There's one of those on either side. You can see where the VNS is there. So each end of the bridge will sit on one of those mats, if you will, and then the bridge will span the creek, and it'll have a slope down at either end. So what I'll do is for the next meeting, I'll go ahead and change all these over to PDFs, and I'll be able to share more of them. Or I could take a bunch and I could send them out to you, Bob, and you could share them with the committee if you like to do that. I think I'll do that, and that may work a little bit easier. But it is pretty interesting, and it is good to see. We're going to include some of these pictures in the Public Works monthly report because it is kind of more of general interest, if you will, to probably more of the public than some of the other things that are going on. Okay, so now how do we get out of here? That's the question. Okay, Mr.
So at the bottom of the screen,
Oh.
there you go.
Can you see that one?
Oh yeah, you're cooking with gas.
We're going now. There we go. So you can see where the old footbridge is that the scouts put in across there. And you can see the Gabion on this side. You can just about see it on the other side.
Yep.
There's some of their equipment. There's where they started, actually, where you see the Gabions now, they did have some huge timbers across there that they had their equipment sitting on. So they're at a point now where they can start construction with the wood products when they start showing up here. So this is kind of coming in, if you will, from the school side. And you can see where it is down there. So they've actually widened this path to the back of the ball field some to get there. And that's a nice path. So that's another view of that. And that's more seeing actually where it goes. And they've done a good job keeping things out of the brook, if you will. I think they've done a very good job. Planners are there pretty frequently. And we have a town inspector actually looking at that kind of stuff. So that gives you some idea what's going on back there anyway. When we get our inspector, these are actually from the town's inspector, public works inspector, who's inspecting that product. And then we'll be getting, as we get some more of these in, we can share them.
Do we have a picture of what this is supposed to look like when it's done?
Yeah, I don't have it. Well, I have it, but I don't have it handy, but I could send that out to you. It's really just a wooden bridge, railings on both sides. It has a ramp up and then a level across at the level of the Gabions, and it ramps down on both sides. So, and it's fairly wide. It must be 8 feet wide anyway. We have had a lot. We have had a lot of interest with folks that are traveling back there, walking the trail and don't know what's going on, but we do have some warning signs about construction in progress and that sort of thing. Of course, on the weekend, that other little footbridge is still in place. So as long as they stay clear of the construction side, which we've got the fence up and the snow fence around it, they should be okay. So any questions on that? I mean, they're on, the schedule is not critical on this, so they are waiting for materials, which again, has been an issue with wood products at this point, you know, so. And people will tell you, and Brian could tell you that plywood's gone up to like $1 zillion a sheet or whatever, you know.
It's starting to come back down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slowly but surely, the futures market is letting off a little bit, so that's helping the situation.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
still about $100 a sheet.
Wow.
Quarter
Rick, I can-
AC.
3/4 inch PT anyways.
So now I have to figure out how to get out of this thing.
Rick, I can share the drawing if you'd like. To
Yeah,
show.
if you have it,
Okay.
Tammy, yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it open. I have it open too.
Oh, okay, well, good. You guys are had a chance.
Yep,
while- so-
You just have to click
You know,
off
damage
sharing.
control.
Well, I have to find out where the controls are. I got a square with 6 pictures on it. And I got a picture over here on the right. So I guess the question is, how do I stop sharing? Add to favorites, add to share.
No. I think go to that share screen button again at the bottom.
I don't have that. That's the
Oh, it
problem.
disappeared on you? Oh boy.
Oh,
You're
Uh,
stuck now.
So up at the top, can you see the thing that says view options? Can you see that?
Nope.
oh no.
So once I shared the screen, it all went away. I got it.
No, you should have view options. If you move your cursor, should be right in the center of your screen.
Up top.
I have nothing at the top. I got 3, 4 symbols. I got a dash, I got a fat dash, I got a double dash, and I got a box of pictures, you know,
Move
So I got a box. box of rocks, huh?
Move your cursor up top and see if it opens for you.
No, it doesn't open anything.
Yeah, you'd have to find the original window. It's there. It's just once you start.
It's hidden someplace, I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's hiding on you.
Hang on. I'm trying something here, maybe it'll work. I expanded out this window, but it still
Pause for station identification.
still doesn't give me controls, so. Okay,
We need one of those pictures that says network is having difficulty.
choose virtual background, choose filter, spotlight, hit rename, stop video, mute video. No, I have no controls is the problem here.
Well, and Zoom is funny because I would normally be able to request control.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I can't do it. Every time I try, it just says you cannot start screen share while others are sharing.
Well, if I go over to the
Oh.
right,
Oh, I got it. So I clicked on a button. It said request remote control. You're about to request remote control of Town of Groton staff shared content. So
okay,
I just sent you a request, Rick.
I don't even have that.
Well, that's what I said.
Oh, I have no chat. I have no chat. I have no
Find his
request.
original
I have
window,
nothing.
I'm not going to be able to see it.
Oh,
So maybe, hang on, let me,
So Tammy, while he's playing, why don't you bring us up to date on West Side?
sure. Okay.
yeah, go ahead and start that. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so West Side, they're pretty much neck and neck for the most part. Site work, curbs and sidewalks are almost wrapped up. Playground fence, we're still getting the revised drawing to extend the fence over by the east side of the playground. Irrigation layout is ongoing. And then we also have the guardrail down at the lower area by the fields that is complete. And we were scheduled for paving next week, but we pushed it out to July 13th to help remove all of the materials and also the Connex boxes. So we'll be able to pave it all at once as opposed to in phases.
You should be able to share your screen now, Tammy. The stuff showed up here.
You got it, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waiting for Tammy to control your screen.
Oh, boy.
So remote control, new share, it says. Waiting for Tammy to control your screen. So it showed up shared and it showed approved. And I approved it, so.
Okay. Let's see. So I click share screen, says you cannot share. Oh,
Okay, I'm back. No.
okay, there we go. All right, share. Okay, you guys see my screen?
We
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
we did for a second. Yep, you got the stuff over on the left or wherever.
Yep. So let me. So this is what so these are the stone areas that are installed currently right now. And then this is the ramp that they will install, and the bridge will come up over they're called Gavins, right?
Gabion.
Gabions, they're like Gabion mats. They use them for.
Okay,
They're metal cages that are filled with
Yeah.
stone and then locked down.
yeah, it was pretty cool. I saw the metal cages. They're pretty neat. So then it'll come up over the Gabions and then onto the other side, which Rick was showing the photos. And then you'll have this ramp here, which will blend right into the trail itself. So this is a overall front view of what the bridge will look like. And then this is your plan view. Of the bridge.
That's funny because I still have Town of Groton staff that started screen sharing.
Huh,
I'm still looking at Rick's screen, I think.
weird. So I got Tammy's here now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Tammy's screen.
Okay,
I can see it too.
Wow.
That's what I got up.
okay. Bob, I'm not sure.
I had a couple opportunities, Bob, where I had one screen versus the other that showed up at the bottom that you hit the right one, and I got Tammy's picture. So I had just her picture before, and then I had to click on this drawing to get that open. So this Zoom was a wonderful thing. I'll be glad when we're done here.
All right. So
3 more years of Zoom and we should have it down pat.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll throw it all away with my computer. That's okay.
So Bob, I'm sorry, Bob, you still can't see it?
I'm back.
Oh,
Oh, you're
okay.
back. Oh, you're back. Okay.
There you
I
go.
can see Tammy's screen now.
Okay,
Oh, good.
perfect. Excellent. That's who's sharing. Okay. So this, again, this is the Gabions right here that Rick was showing you with the stone and the cages. And then you'll have a elevation here that will blend right into the trail that's currently existing there. And then you'll have the wood bridge that's going to come up and over onto the other side, which will blend right into the east side of the trail that goes out towards the.
So, yeah. So the whole length, including ramps and stuff, is just over 40 feet. So it's a pretty substantial.
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Any other questions on the bridge there? No? Okay. So I'll click stop share. All right.
Good. Now we're back to normals, whatever that is.
Okay. All right. So where did I leave off here? Okay. So the enclosure of the building. So in area A and B. So the roof edge blocking continues. They're also working on the curtain wall framing. There is a bit of a delay still on the glazing. We're still getting information from O&G from Accurate for the west side, also known as Thames River, getting that glazing delivery date. So the interior A, very similar to Mystic River. So they're moving forward with the final electrical devices, pulling teledata. They are also getting the visual displays as well as the digital displays. Those should be coming in soon. And then interior B, the student restrooms. So those have been installed. The millwork has started as well and almost complete at West Side for the admin area as well as the media center. Acoustical panels are on site. So they finished the installation of the acoustical panels in the gymnasium. They will begin them in the media center next week. The interior storefront fabrication is ongoing. Again, we're waiting for the glazing, but the framing is installed. Window shades will be scheduled for starting next week. And then moving on to interior C, the classroom wing. So again, they're working on final paint on the first floor. They did start to drop ceiling pads on the first floor, so we received the final sign off for the first floor area C. Then they're going to work on to the third floor of area C and getting final inspection for above ceiling, and then working down to the second floor. Let's see, so flooring is ongoing. Then they're going to work on final paint in the third floor and then moving down to the second floor. And then we have the boiler room and electrical room. So they have also started up units in there. The gas is also started at West Side as well. We're looking to, which I forgot to mention at Cutler, is they're looking to get final sign off for the fire alarm and secure sprinklers for June 29th. And then second floor, doors and hardware and visual display surfaces. And then also lockers will start to go in at West Side. So at Cutler, they're already installed. And then same thing for third floor, electrical devices, MEPs, and lockers. And then also they're going to start working on the final paint next week. And that's it. That's all I got for West Side.
So for both schools, as Tammy said, and we mentioned earlier, you know, we're waiting for the doors, which aren't scheduled at this point till mid-July. So we're working with the construction manager on both schools to install temporary doors, if you will, for the exterior, to make sure we're all closed in and can control the climate in the building, make sure that's maintained and the testing and balancing can occur on some of the mechanical systems. So that's working along. Again, it's similar with the field there, you know, irrigation's installed. It's a matter of cutting the heads, and they were actually saying sod to go down the 22nd, but there was some fine grading to be done. So it depends, I think, on the weather, whether we have any more rain or not. And they can get that fine grading done so they can lay the sod down. But they're in pretty similar situations. Right now, we were looking really at area C at West Side being about a week behind. And we had tentatively scheduled with the architect to do his walkthrough there the first week in July. So, and his punch list. So we'll keep you apprised of the schedule. Right now, furniture delivery is still scheduled for the same time at both of them. So we'll, or, you know, within that window of a week to 2 weeks there, but we'll have to keep you appraised, and we'll have some more information and on these, plus some better closeout stuff on the middle school for the next meeting. And that's our story. I think.
That's about it, folks.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's all, folks.
Very
Does anyone
good.
have any questions or comments about Mystic River and Thames River?
Yeah. You were showing the sign. Where's that sign gonna be over at Thames? I mean Mystic River.
It's about where the trailers are right now.
On school property or on town property?
No, it's on school property. It has to be on school property. There's a required setback in the planning documents. It's 10 feet, I believe, from the property line. So yeah, it'll be on school property, not town. Well, it's all town property, but it's not on the town right away. It'll be on
And what
school.
are we doing at Thames?
So the same thing,
Same thing.
and it'll be on, again, that sign was approved as originally drawn.
Mhm.
So it will be slightly longer, if you will.
Slightly taller.
No, just longer.
And where's
Well,
that
it
gonna
could be a
go?
little bit taller too, but it'll be about the same height above the road, if you will, than as there at Cutler. You know, it may have a little bit more brick work on the bank, but it'll still be about the same height above the road, which is 6 feet. We maintained the height and we added, as we shrank the size down, we added a few courses of brick to make up for that, to maintain the height of the sign.
So the state will pay partially on the reimbursement.
The stable, which,
The state
Yes.
will pay part of the
Uh-oh.
reimbursement on
yes,
it.
yep.
You're within, you're within the
Oh.
construction limits, so yes.
Yeah.
And
Hello.
the sign cost itself, not the cement
I'm
road.
fine. What's up?
We don't have the new one for Cutler. We expect the one at West Side to be similar, potentially a little bit less. We'll have to get that. We don't have the
Middle of
final
the
change
meeting.
order on that, but as soon as I get that information, we'll share it with you.
Okay.
And hopefully the guy, it's the same, we're attempting to get the same contractor to do the 3 sign sections, if you will. So we'll be pushing them for a little price break here, if you will.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. Any other questions?
Dave can go back to napping.
No. Yeah. Wow.
I know, I would probably be sitting in my chair napping too, Dave.
That time of night, get a little snooze in before I go to bed.
Yeah, I know. You go, oh, I was gonna go to bed at 11 o'clock and here it is 12:30.
Yeah.
You guys are better than me. I don't make it that far.
Yeah, well. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys hanging in there and allowing us to at least bring you up to date on stuff. And, you know, like I say, we are moving, we're getting pretty anxious. The superintendent's been through both schools. She's getting pretty anxious. You know, we are dealing with, and we have had some rumblings about requests for additional furniture, but right now we have the project. We need to complete the project as it is. And if requests come in for additional furniture after that, that's viable, we'll certainly bring that request to you folks before we do anything, because it's now out of scope, you know, and we'll have to come up with a price. So right now, I think some part of the issue with the teachers, the principals, they don't quite understand the 2-dimensional going to the 3-dimensional. So, you know, once they get furniture in the room, it's going to look pretty full once that happens. And I think they're probably going to rethink some of their asks, if you will. So any furniture that comes over from the other school, as far as the move, Sam's going to take that and clean it up a little bit. And if there's room, the discussion is we'll finish our work first. When we turn the school over operationally to the Board of Ed, then they could do some additional things if they'd like. You know, so, and we are trying to push for the COs, you know, before the end of the summer, certainly. So when school starts, the buildings will be turned over, if you will, for use. The project won't be closed out, but at least the buildings should be turned over. So we're working toward that goal, if you will. And that's about it for schedule stuff.
Very
All
good.
right.
I would
Well,
say thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.
Right.
Do you want an
Alright.
update on Fitch High School? Bob?
Oh.
Do you want an
Pardon?
update on Fitch High School asbestos project?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So we got the approval from Kermit at the state to go out to bid. But considering that by the time you advertised and went out and waited for bids to come in, it would be about 3 weeks. So we talked to Kermit. He's allowed us to use the state bid list. There were 4 contractors on the list. He said we had to get 3 quotes. We met with 3 contractors last week at the school, walked them through. Bids are due tomorrow afternoon by 2 o'clock. And once we see the low bid, the most qualified low bid, then we'll determine exactly when they're going to get started. But all the contractors that came seem to indicate that they'd be able to start almost immediately. So I think we're in pretty good shape.
How long do you think the project's going to take until termination, Sam?
Till the end of it. It calls for being completed by August 20th,
Okay, good.
which I would have preferred the 15th to give us a little extra time for the teachers. I usually try and get schools open for the teachers on the 15th because when you get into that later part of August, you get rain days and teachers like to come in on the rain days, but go back to the beach on the sunny days. So, but the 20th will have to work and I think everything will work out okay.
That won't interfere with the band then, the marching band who has a band practice 2 weeks prior?
Yeah, it will interfere with them. They're gonna have to practice at the middle school or somewhere else. They can be on the school grounds. They just can't be in the confines of the building itself. Nobody 18 or under or a student can be in the building while the project's going on.
No problem. I just figured that's one of the things most people don't think about.
No, we have volleyball camps, Special Olympics, all kinds of things throughout the summer. And most of those have been transferred to the football field or to Groton Middle School, including guidance from the high school will move over there in the administration for the summer. So.
Very good. When I get back from my being off next week, I'll contact you and see how things are going.
Okay. Have fun out there in the race week.
According to our schedule, we meet on July 1st. Is that still gonna be,
Yes,
Yes,
that's
Okay.
correct.
That'll be in person, right?
I'll bring up again on
Yes.
July 1st, the question finally. I had a couple of people, and I guess more so Rick and Sam, who they're asking if parents or the people from the town can view the buildings like we did before going back. We know the middle school due to COVID caused problems, but some parents were asking, would they be able, the public, be able to see the buildings?
Yeah, Sam and I had talked about that at some point, they ought to have a tour of the buildings when they're complete. Obviously, the elementary schools at this point, after the school year begins. But yeah, I mean, it was great when we finished the last project that we got people through Kolnoski and that sort of thing. And some of the naysayers at the beginning were really impressed when the project was done. So, I continue to get good comments from neighbors and stuff, but yeah, it would be marvelous to get people through the school. And of course, then it's up to Sam and his folks. And we probably want to have some sort of program dedication or whatever at some point, which we haven't been able to do with the COVID stuff. So, maybe with the elementary schools, if things remain cool, if you will, we can actually do an opening, a ribbon cutting or something, And
Yeah, it
we'll-
hasn't been the best year for it, but
Yeah,
as Rick said, we're planning on, we'll start with the middle school once the summer's over. We'll get an evening when we invite the town folks to come in through the building. And then the elementaries shortly after that. So.
I know we talked about this earlier, but Tammy had done a video where she, went through the school and showed some of the spaces and whatnot. Is it possible that we could do that for the elementary schools as well?
So look, I want to, I understand what you're saying. Where the building is right now, it's going to be hard, guys. And,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
going to be tough. I mean, we want to definitely, provide the same level of detail for everyone. And I know you folks want to do that too. It's just, this one, we're running kind of hard at the end here, and there's a lot that needs to be wrapped up. We're not in danger, but we have a lot to do in a short period of time. So
Okay, no, that's very reasonable. I'd much rather hear, that,
Mhm.
yeah, that's on a low priority, guys. Sorry.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't want to say it like that. I want to give you all the power to make decisions, and, we'll try to do whatever we can do to accommodate. But in reality, with us missing glazing still and not having, doors finalized in and a few other things, it's, I'm worried that it will project fear more than it will project, quality or, some sort of like confidence, if you will. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
But if we start running hard and stuff starts kind of materializing and looks great, then we can definitely revisit. I'm not harding fast anything here. I'm just sort of giving
Yeah,
my-
and we'll have to look for an opportunity. If the opportunity arises, we'll certainly let you know.
Oh, absolutely, no question. I'm
So-
sorry if it didn't come off like that. I was just
No, that's fine. We don't
I
want to
think-
we don't want to cause anything that might interrupt the schedule. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I
That's a
agree with
priority.
Brian. We took the superintendent, some others through the other day, and one of their questions when we got back, are you sure this is going to be ready? So, people that aren't in the business don't understand how
Yeah.
quickly it can go, or
They don't know
What
they
can
don't
go
know
wrong
what can
too, but-
happen. They don't
That's right.
realize what can happen in 2 weeks.
Yep.
It always looks worse just before it's done, no matter
Yeah.
what project it
There's
is.
Oh,
crap
yeah.
everywhere, right? I mean,
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
moving stuff around and but yeah, but we'll definitely look for those opportunities, and if they arise, for sure, right? No question. We'll let you know.
Okay.
I think we
Yep,
might, I
sounds good.
think Bob might be frozen. I was sort of looking for Bob. I think he's frozen.
Okay,
Huh?
Silhouette.
Right? I was like, oh, maybe he's just mad at what I said, right? I was like, oh,
okay, but I think we've, I guess you got to take over, Dave.
no, it's informal, right? So
Yeah, so
That's it, Brian. You hurt his feelings. He left.
okay, well, we're done, I think, so. let's,
yeah, just for a quick update, Rick, Kean is now 3 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. And he's
Nice.
throwing a 2-hitter at the moment. So
Oh, great, Sam.
he's doing pretty good for
Woo.
a 7-year-old.
Yeah, I guess you
Not
got
bad at all.
a ball player on your hands there.
Good for him.
As long as he's not playing T-ball, that gets a dangerous game.
It takes after granddad there,
Yeah.
all right, folks. Well, thank you for your time
All
this
right.
evening.
All right,
Good
guys.
night.
Have a good one. See you in a couple of weeks.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Yeah, that's what we said. So they're all
Thanks, Rick.
going away.
Good night.
Sam says his grandson's 2 for 3 and he's got a double or something. And he's pitching a little no hitter or something. I don't know. So that's good. No, we'll, I think, well, it was at least good to bring everybody up to speed on where we are. Well, yeah. So, well, and, the people that really know what's in the know, kind of the core group of guys that we had or whatever, so that works and they can pass on information. Okay, well, I appreciate your time, and we'll see you again on this channel, same time, same station sometime. Thanks, Bob. Yep.